Two changes here at Bramall Lane. I'm Adam Oxley, Gary Medine in for David McGoldrick, Kieran Dowling for Mark Duffy. In the form table, it's third against second in the Championship. It's Sheffield United against Brentford.
Well, I'm Andy Giddings at the University of Bolton Stadium. It's one change for Wednesday. Newey replaces Ward as the Owls look for a first win over Bolton since 2012. Right then, to begin with, FM, Sheffield United against Brentford. Medium wave, Blackpool against Doncaster Rovers.
Number one for football in South Yorkshire and North Derbyshire.
Free kick comes in, headed towards goal, and it's there!
Football heaven.
Oh, what a goal!
On BBC Radio Sheffield.
Good timing. Welcome along to Bramall Lane. We have just kicked off 10 seconds ago. The Blades kicking away from the Cop end here against a informed B side. Gary Medine just looking to chase down up front. Two changes tonight for the Blades. Medine and Dowling for Duffy and McGoldrick. Henderson in goal as Mopay just looks to come forward here for Brentford on the left hand side. He's going to try and wriggle his way into the area, gets a poke in there, but Fleck will get the ball away. So Basham, Egan and O'Connell at the back, Bullock right, Stevens left, Fleck and Norwood and Dowell in the midfield, Hogan and Medine up front, the bench Sharp, Coots, McGoldrick, Stearman, Duffy, Moore and Craney. Former Sheffield United defender Kevin Gage. Evening, Kevin.
Good evening.
Looking forward to this one. Should be a good game between two informed teams.
Well, listen, this season I always look forward to watching Sheffield United play, especially at home, because we do play some fabulous stuff. But yeah, Brentford are riding high in that form table the last 10 games. I think they're second in the form table, so they've kind of crept up there without anybody noticing. But obviously a decent side, and we're going to have to be on our game tonight. You know, a 6 or 7 out of 10 performance like we put in on Saturday against Rotherham won't be good enough tonight. I think we need to be on our game.
O'Connell, one of three former Brentford players in the Sheffield United lineup, finds another former B in John Egan. Last summer's record signing for the Blades, and how well he's progressed this year. Here's Stevens, forward for Medine, looking to hold up the ball against Romain Sawyers, gets it through the legs of Sawyers. Here's Fleck with a chip ball to out into the back post, looking for Baldock, who made the run in the box. It's slightly too far and out of play. Just running through the Brentford team, Daniels in goal, a back three of Concert, Janvier and Barbet, Dalsgaard on the right, Odebajo on the left, with Makojo and Sawyers in the middle, Watkins and Ben Rama supporting Mopay up front. The bench, Gunnarsson, Canos, McEachran, De Silva, Marcondes, Force and Beck Sorensen. So goal kicks were taken here by Luke Daniels, making only his third league start of the campaign. We'll keep you posted, of course, if any goals go in our AM and digital game tonight. Blackpool against Doncaster, and of course we'll be heading across on BBC Radio Sheffield to the University of Bolton Stadium at 8 o'clock for Bolton against Sheffield Wednesday. Here's Stevens, goes back to O'Connell. Goals, of course, too from Bromley, Chesterfield and Barnsley against Sunderland. Here's O'Connell again. The Blades seeing a good amount of the ball early in this one. 3 minutes gone at the lane, 0-0 as Fleck looks to go beyond Sawyers. Call up for the Scotland squad again today for John Fleck. Ball out from the back from Janvier to the right hand side for Conser. Hits it towards halfway. Good interception there by O'Connell. Here's Ollie Norwood, who looks like he got fouled there by Ollie Watkins. Free kick to the Blades.
Yeah, it's going to be two teams with very similar styles here. We know how Sheffield United set up, don't we, with our overlapping centre backs and our wing backs. But Brentford are set up with their three kind of solid centre halves, and they've got their full backs or wing backs pushed right on as well. So interesting, not clash of styles, but it's just how you play the style you're set out with, really.
Ball to the right. Fleck had just poked one to the edge of the area. Brentford have cleared as far as Basham. Dow back to Norwood. Goes back to halfway for Egan. Wilder and Thomas Frank, both quickly on the edge of their technical areas, both in track suits, very much part of the occasion. Here's Egan, looking to be shut down by Mopay, and Egan has to go back to Dean Henderson. Mopay with 23 goals this season, same total as Billy Sharp on the Blades bench. Poor header away from the back here by Barbe. Dow forward. Medine looking to turn on the edge of the box to the left hand side here for Ender Stevens. Short pass into the box for Dow. Looks to play the return pass. That's some good feet at the back there from Henrik Dalsgaard, but he's given the ball away. Here's the shot coming in from Stevens. It's blocked at the back by Conser. Will come out near side, but Jack O'Connell will keep it in as it spins towards him. 4.5 gone at Bramall Lane here on Football Heaven on BBC at Radio Sheffield. Basham over the top, looking for the crossfield ball to Stevens, headed out by the Danish international Henrik Dalsgaard.
I think we see the pattern of the game, don't we? We've started quite well actually, only 4 minutes in, but we're knocking the ball around nicely.
O'Connell into the middle, the keeper comes out, Daniels tries to punch, can they get a shot away? United down from Baldock, looking for Gary Medine. Hogan was in there too, but Brentford will look to break away downfield with Saeed Benrahma on great form recently. 5 goals and 2 assists in his last 4 games.
Yeah, Brentford look quite lively, don't they? They're just getting the ball there. Just a little passage of play. They're very, very sharp, very quick with the ball, quick feet. So they're going to be a problem tonight.
Stevens in from the left hand side, comes back into the centre circle via Fleck to Norwood. Now Basham under a little pressure from Benrahma, but Basham continues his run forward, plays it to left, some space for Jack O'Connell to race into. Down the left hand side for Stevens, delivers a ball into the box looking for Hogan, just over the top of him. Barbe with the header clear as far as Watkins. Here's Benrahma, short pass down to Romain Sawyers, former Walsall and West Brom man. Interested to see today that he'd not scored this season, Romain Sawyers, known for chipping in with a few goals usually. Here's Stevens on the left, comes infield to Norwood. The Blades very much with the majority of the possession in these opening 6 minutes at Bramall Lane. Here's Basham in those orange boots, comes to the near side for O'Connell. Blades winning 3-2 at Griffin Park earlier this season, looking for the double as Fleck puts the ball into the area, sliding in with Scott Hogan. It was only a yard in front of him.
Well, that's the third really, really good cross we've put on from the left-hand side, and the game's 6 minutes old. We seem to be getting a little bit of space down this left, and Blake breaking free and whips that ball in behind the defenders, kind of along the floor, foot off the floor. And Medine was so close to getting that, but good start from the Blades.
Kick downfield from Daniels. Can Stevens keep it in? He can't. Ball goes out of play in the middle of the Sheffield United half. Sheffield United 0, Brentford 0. Opening stages here. There's Norwood, Clark and a concert own goal with the 3 down at Griffin Park in November. Topsy-turvy game that one was. If
you remember the Norwood goal, it was spectacular.
It was an absolute beauty.
20 yards bent into the top corner. It was brilliant. Pleased to see him playing today. There were a few calls that maybe should get left out because he's on the edge of getting suspended or booking
today, and he does miss 2 games.
But for me, that was never an option. Not in a home game like this, because he makes us tick, and when we play well, it's usually because Norwood's had a great game.
It's on the right hand side here with Esri Konsa, tackled by Dowell, but out for a bee's throw. England youth international Konsa. Throw will be taken by Dalsgaard, the Dane. Level with the edge of the 18-yard box, attacking the Cop end at Bramall Lane. 8 gone, 0-0. Here's Sawyers with a flick pass down the right for Dalsgaard. Lovely control by Ender Stevens, and then Jack O'Connell will clear the ball over halfway. Scott Hogan's there, little cushion header backwards, and there in the middle is Kamolo Makojo to get the ball back to Daniels. That's a dicey pass out from the back, and between 3 Sheffield United men. Brentford have tried to work it out there, but a bit close to call there, Kevin.
That's a couple of times they've done that now, and they're trying to keep possession on the edge and inside their own penalty area, and that only needs to go wrong once, and they are in deep, deep trouble.
So 8.5 gone. We'll be over at Oakwell shortly for an update on Barnsley against Sunderland. The Owls at Bolton, about 5 minutes away from kick-off. Makojo through the middle here for Mope, out to the left. Moses Odebajo looks to come forward. Here's Sawyers to the edge of the box for Watkins. First time ball into Mope, looking to try and get beyond Egan here. Comes to the near side for Dalsgaard. Cushion first touch to the apex of the box for Watkins, looking to drill it. Drills his shot, but it's well wide of goal. had options in the middle as well, just rather snatched at the chance.
Yeah, we defended well, didn't we? Especially Egan. It would have been very easy to stick a foot out to try and nick that ball. He was deep inside his own penalty area. The lad running at him, and he just held his ground, jockeyed for position, shepherded him away from goal. Really good defending, and as I say, they look sharp, they look bright, they look lively. They're going to cause us a few problems tonight. We have to defend well, and we usually do. I think we've only let 6 goals in that last 10 games, and 3 of those were after that madness at Aston Villa. So defensively we're very, very strong, and obviously attacking wise we've got lots and lots of options.
Error at the back there from Luke Daniels, who's skewed the clearance behind for a corner. We'll just see this go in, then we'll be over to Oakwell. It's going to be taken from the right hand side, front of the John Street stand, Bramall Lane end. Everybody back defending for Brentford. Lots of bodies in the 6-yard box. Ball to be whipped in from the right at pace. There's a header down from Medine and wide of goal behind for a goal kick. So let's get to Oakwell then. Barnsley against Sunderland. The latest from Mike McCarthy. Thanks, Mike. We're over at the University of Bolton Stadium in about 3 or 4 minutes' time. Still 0-0 on AM and Digital between Blackpool and Doncaster. Still 0-0 in the National League between Bromley and Chesterfield. Odebajo down the left-hand side for Saeed Benrahma. Lovely twist and turn. Gets a low ball towards the edge of the area. It's poor though, as is John Fleck's clearance. Away from Watkins, out far side for a Bees throw.
He looks to be their main threat, doesn't he, at the moment?
Yeah, Benrahma's been on excellent form. Here he is on the edge of the box. Back to Makojo on the left. Sawyers waits in the middle. They'll look to build again with Benrahma. Delivers a low ball into the box. John Fleck gets a side-footed clearance away only as far as Conser on the edge of the centre circle. Now Makojo on the left. Brentford enjoying their best spell of possession so far. Ping back over halfway from Benrahma to Julien Janvier, one of a few Frenchmen in this Brentford team. Here's Benrahma, who's an Algerian, looks to hit one from distance and 35 yards out. You can hear the reaction of the crowd. Flies into the cop.
Well, it was that bad. I mean, even we were wincing because that was poor. It's 35 yards out and it was 35 yards wide. But they do look comfortable in possession. I'm just wondering whether Basham might have been targeted by them for that lad you mentioned, and I can't remember his name, but Benrahma to get on to Basham's side and attack Basham, because for all Basham's prowess going forward, you know, he's not a fabulous defender one-on-one. He's not the quickest, and he can get ran at and turned. So just have to watch that develop.
Clearance away down the left-hand side by Barbe, goes through to Dean Henderson. So they're about ready to get underway at the University of Bolton Stadium. We'll keep you posted from updates here at Bramall Lane, but let's head over to Bolton against Sheffield Wednesday now. Brian Laws and Andy Giddings here at Bramall Lane on I Follow Blades. We'll continue to bring you commentary, of course. Here's Sawyers into the near side for Dalsgaard and out of play. So a decent start. The Blades were the best of the opening 7 or 8, Kevin, but last couple of minutes, Brentford just coming back into it.
Yeah, but obviously Brentford, just from the first 10 minutes we've looked at, 15 minutes, they look a very, very good side. They look neat and tidy in possession. They've got some sharp, quick players. Benrahma's already made an impression, been attacking Basham a couple of times there. They look a good side, and obviously that's shown in that form guide, in that form table. They're second in that form table, aren't they? After 10 games, they've got 22, 23 points or so. So they're on a good run of form, and this could be a really, really difficult game for us.
Yep, 7 wins from their last 9 games, 2 defeats. Here's Fleck, 25 yards out, will unleash one. What a strike that is! John Fleck opened up his body, can only have been 1 or 2 yards wide. Fantastic hit from the Scots. Nearly an opening goal here at the Lane.
Yeah, that was. Do you know what? I'm going to say he should have hit the target there, because he's got a free strike there. He's only 20, 25 maybe yards out. He's got a free strike on his left foot, wasn't really getting closed down, and yeah, it looked good, and maybe that was 5 yards wide, but they're good opportunities, and he's got to hit the target now. He's a Scottish international squad player now. He's got to do better than that.
He is indeed.
And he is better than that.
Yep, just a couple of goals so far this season from John Fleck. Certainly would welcome a couple more before the end of the year. Looking at the moment like a 3-horse race for the top 2. Chris Wilder wasn't buying that when I talked to him yesterday. Unsurprisingly.
Well, he's going to talk it down, isn't he?
Of course he is. Here's a flick on from Hogan looking for Medine. Gets played back to Luke Daniels by Johan Barbet. Daniels, long kick up to halfway. Blades in there, red and white with the white backs, black shorts. Brentford in there, strange sort of grey-brown kit with orange shoulders.
Well, whatever colour you're going to call it, I'm going to call it disgusting. It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be a football kit on a professional football field. It's horrible. And we've even got that orange shoulder pad things going on. It's terrible kit.
It's more like an NFL jersey.
It's horrible.
Kevin Gage, not a fan, it has to be said. Here's Conser forward, Watkins. Little chipped, dinked pass down the right, looking for Dalsgaard, but Stevens is across there to put the ball out of play. 15 and a half minutes gone at Bramall Lane, still 0-0 between the Blades and the Bees. Dalsgaard just waiting to get the ball from the ball boys. Stevens is short option. Fleck tracks Watkins, 11 goals for him this season. Here's Sawyers, back to halfway it's played. 5th best offence in the Championship, Brentford. Lies their 13th place position in the league. It's their away form that they've really struggled with. Just 2 wins on the road all season, one of those at Middlesbrough last weekend. That's an awful ball by Kamolo Makojo, the South African near side. It was a good 15-20 yards behind the left-hand side. Ball down the left from Stevens. Here's Makojo in the middle. Just sorting out the levels. Here's Conser. Loses out. Dowell, lovely ball into the middle for Hogan, looking to turn against his former employers.
He just hasn't really had a look in yet, has he, Hogan?
No, not really got into the game so far.
I mean, he did okay on Saturday against Rotherham without pulling up any trees. He looked sharp and he looked lively, but he didn't really get any opportunities and he didn't create much. And I for one, am very surprised to see him out there today. I understand maybe
crossing for the left hand side. Mopé goes racing in. Brilliant save from Henderson. Brilliant reaction save. There's a crossing from Barbet. It's still not cleared. Mopé tried to clear it. Shot comes in from Ben Rama. The Blades with some defending to do there. But that's why he scored 23 goals this season, and that's why Dean Henderson's kept so many clean sheets at Bramall Lane. But here comes Odebaggio from the left hand side, looking to attack the penalty area. Ben Rama trying to turn his man, and eventually it's going to be cleared up to Barbet and fizzed out to the left hand side, just kept in play. Pressure still on from Thomas Frank's men. Ben Rama slips, tackled by Medine, but gets back to his feet, and the Blades will look to come away with it. But Kevin, what a chance for Brentford.
Well, I mean, great football all round. It was a superb cross from the kid on the left hand side, and a wonderful save, point blank from Henderson, literally 6-8 yards away from the centre forward, and just stuck a leg out and got something on it. I mean, you could say he should have scored. The centre forward should have scored, and he didn't do a lot wrong. He hit the target, but that's a wonderful reaction save, and it's kept us in it, obviously. Hopefully a bit of a wake-up call. And the crowd are very quiet, aren't they?
At the moment.
The crowd need to get behind the team a bit more. It's very, very quiet here.
2 points behind Leeds, 4 points behind Norwich. Leeds up next, of course, at Ellen Road on Saturday. What a week it is for the Blades at the moment. They are responding though now, Kevin. You can hear the cop just starting to find their voice as Sawyers looks out to the left for Barbet, who whipped that delicious ball in for Mopé a minute ago. Ball on the left with Odebaggio. Now Ben Rama looks a A bit of a free spirit kind of role for him. Watkins, ball up to Sawyers, gets it out to the right hand side. Brentford popping the ball around well. Dalsgaard into the middle for Watkins, looking for a touch inside to Mopai. Oh, that's a bad tackle coming in there from Basham. Referee will he pull a card out? He will. Yellow card for Chris Basham.
Well, it's a bit of frustration, isn't it? Because we're trying to get close to them, and Brentford are literally just playing round us at the moment, and we're not doing anything particularly wrong. I mean, Brentford are so impressive when they get on the ball, and they're moving and they're passing. It's crisp and it's sharp, and just in that little instance of play, we just could not get anywhere near them. They got to the edge of our penalty area, and Chris Basham obviously thought he had a chance to win the ball. The guy just nicked the ball away from him, and it looked a very, very bad foul. It was just a mistimed tackle, but good play from Brentford. Very impressed by them.
Well, 8 of the Brentford players have gone over to the ball. They've all then walked towards the Sheffield United wall. They're clustering around the Blades wall now, so there's a line of probably 10, 11, 12 players just inside the area. It's about 25 yards out, slightly left of centre. Benrahma and Barbe stand over it. It's going to be Benrahma who whips it. Henderson gets a fist on it, turns it over the top for Brentford's first corner of the game.
Well, we knew what he was going to do. As soon as they put those extra men, Brentford, in the wall, they must have had 6 extra players in the wall there. So you've got a wall of 5, 6 Sheffield United players. You've got another wall alongside it of 5 or 6 Brentford players. We knew he was going to go for goal, and they've just tried to block Henderson's view. Fortunately for us, it was kind of straight at Henderson. It was a relatively simple save, but good invention from Brentford.
21 gone at Bramall Lane. It's 0-0, but Brentford having a good spell here. Corner from the left hand side. Benrahma into the near post, and Janvier gets the ball back out to the left. Lovely feet by Benrahma. Pulls the cross back in. Egan's there. Has to turn it behind. Does it go out? No. According to the referee's assistant near side, it's gone out for a Brentford throw on the left, deep in Blades territory, that Moses Odubajo will come forward to take from a Hull man.
I mean, Brentford have certainly been in the ascendancy the last 5-6 minutes. You have to think they can't keep playing like this, because they're playing like Brazil or Real Madrid or Barcelona in their pomp.
Benrahma into Mopai, gets a shot away just over 20 yards out, fizzes a yard wide, but at the moment Brentford are on the offensive and putting the Blades goal under some real pressure.
Well, as we said, there's not much you can do about it. A little bit of interplay on the left hand side, cuts inside on his right foot, lashes one from 25-ish yards, and it just skimmed wide. We're not doing an awful lot wrong, to be honest. We've just got to kind of halt this Brentford charge.
Needs to get on the ball, and the Blades have, with Baldock on the right. Into Norwood, out to the right hand side for Basham. Basham whips across into the box looking for Medine. It's cleared partially to the near side. Stevens back into the mix. It's going to be hacked away by Henrik Dalsgaard up to halfway, where John Egan will just help it back towards Dean Henderson. Midway point in this opening half. 0-0 at the Lane.
Yeah, I mean, as you mentioned, that we just maybe got to impose our own game on this and get some possession of the ball, because we haven't had a sniff of the ball in the past 5 or 6 minutes or so. It's been all Brentford. So we need to get Oliver Norwood on the ball. We need to get Fleck on the ball. We need to get our wing backs going and our centre halves up there.
Good win back here by Dowell, who will drill it from distance, 30 yards out, always rising and a couple of yards over the top.
Yeah, never fancied him for too far out there. He had options on his left where then the Stevens coming up, and just panicked a bit. I thought he'd get a shot off, but never really hit it with any kind of conviction or determination. Kind of a half hit, kind of stab at the ball, and it just kind of floated over the bar.
Well, Blades 8 unbeaten, 5 wins, 3 draws, 6 clean sheets and wins in a row at home, 5 clean sheets in a row home and away. Excellent statistics for the Blades. The only statistics that count tonight so far is 0-0, and Brentford have come closest to scoring. Good win back here by Medine. Out to the left hand side from Hogan. Dowell is just inside. Hogan steps back, chips the ball infield towards Fleck. We're running towards the edge of the box into the path of Hogan. Hogan towards goal. Palm away from Daniels. Baldock was coming in off the right hand side. Keeper did well with a strong palm away. But some better interplay down the left with that final ball.
It was great play from Fleck and Stevens, but And Hogan, when he got inside, he shouldn't have gone anywhere near the keeper there. That should have been cut back to a couple of players arriving on the
smash it at
spot.
pace or pull it.
Neither one thing or the other, was it?
Yeah.
It wasn't a shot for goal. It wasn't a cutback. It was just kind of pushed across the goal, 6-yard line. And again, no real conviction, but great interplay and a bit better from Sheffield United.
24 gone at the Lane, 0-0. The Blades looking to continue this unbeaten run, keep the pressure up on Leeds and Norwich. Henderson, chip pass out to the right, brought down by Egan, who just crashes it up to halfway. Dowell and Hogan getting each other's way, but a free kick to the Blades. In the back of Hogan was Julien Janvier. The Blades will have a free kick about halfway, taken just inside their own half actually by Norwood. Dowell's got it through the legs of Makodjo. Baldock in from the right hand side looking towards Medine. It's a knee away from Janvier. Good pressure by Baldock on the right. The referee's assistant is flagging, and it's a penalty to the Blades. Makodjo has brought down George Baldock on the right. It's the referee's assistant who's given it.
Well, it's soft. If it was given against us, I wouldn't be happy at all.
Brentford can't believe it, but it's a pen to the Blades.
You have to say it was a shove in the back. Baldock came from behind him. The defender wasn't aware he was there. He came behind him, he nicked the ball and he shoved him to the ground.
It's Oliver Norwood, the skipper, who will take the penalty for Sheffield United. 25 gone. Norwood sends the keeper the wrong way. Gets his third goal of the season. His second against Brentford this campaign. And the Blades, 26 minutes into the game here, have the lead against a Brentford side that have been threatening of late. It's Sheffield United 1, Brentford 0.
Well, it's a great penalty. Absolutely, you do not stop them penalties. Hard and low to the keeper's right-hand side. I had every confidence Oliver Norwood was going to strike that. If there's one player on this pitch with a technique to whack that straight in the corner, it's him. Keeper was getting nowhere near that. As I say, bit of a soft penalty. Am I complaining? No, I'm not. Just what we needed. Just as Brentford had had a great start, and that hopefully now we can build on that, put them on the back foot a bit more.
Well, the goal kick is taken. Here's Watkins. Ball back to Conser. Brentford looking to strike back. Ball over the top to Mopai, who claimed by Dean Henderson. Henderson will bounce the ball a couple of times. All in orange. To hit the ball into the blustery night sky. Storm Gareth in full effect. Baldock forward looking for Dowell. Gets a header to the right. There's a Brentford player down on the right, but play will go on here. Game's just going to be held up.
That was just what we needed, just at the right time, wasn't it? You know, but Brentford had a brilliant 10 minutes, to be fair. I mean, they looked like a top of the table side. And we weathered the storm, we defended well. Henderson made a couple of good saves, a couple of shots off target for Brentford, and then out of nowhere, really. I mean, Baldock's done very, very well to
he got himself in a position
to
didn't
win that ball back.
He put well, gave the defender a decision to make.
Well, the left back or the left defender, whichever one it was.
It was Makodjo, I think it was the central midfielder who was back there helping to defend.
He didn't know Baldock was behind him. Maybe he relaxed a bit, and then obviously caught unawares, realised Baldock was just nicked the ball in front of him. I have to say it was a soft penalty. Have to say that if it had been given against us, we wouldn't be happy with that at all. But you know, it was a foul. The referee took guidance from the linesman, who flagged immediately. And it's 1-0 to us. I don't think we've deserved it, but we'll certainly take it.
28 gone at the Lane. The Blades 1, Bees 0. Blades at the moment on course for another win and another clean sheet at home, but as we've seen so far, there's a long time to go. That'll be a Blades throw as Jack O'Connell goes sliding in against his former employers. Ball hits Neil Mopai, goes out of play. Here's Egan. Back to Dean Henderson, 16 minutes to go to the break. Henderson with the kick over the top. Medine's there. Lovely control on his chest by Gary Medine. Here's Fleck, racing down the left-hand side. Stevens down the line to Fleck. Fleck with a couple of rolls the ball under his foot a few times. Comes back to Norwood, who looks to go crossfield to the back post of Baldock, who uses his strength on Odebajo, but the header down is pretty comfortable for Luke Daniels in the Brentford goal. He'll run out to the edge of his box, but it's boosted the Blades, hasn't it, Kevin?
Yeah, you got a little spring in their step now, obviously. Goals always help. Goals change matches, don't they? Change attitudes and the way you approach games. Just going back to Medine, I was surprised to see him start, I have to be honest, but he's holding the ball up very well. He's not particularly winning loads and loads of headers, but he's holding the ball up. He's making the ball stick up front, which allows us to get up the pitch, and then we can build off him.
Do you think Chris Wilder's obviously got the Leeds game in mind at the weekend in his selection tonight?
I think undoubtedly. I don't know what Chris's plans are for Leeds, but it has to come into your calculations, doesn't it? So maybe Duffy missing out tonight. Maybe a pointer to Duffy may play against Leeds.
Duffy, Sharp and McGoldrick as a
quite
as a
possibly.
three.
Yeah, that's the three I expected to play tonight. Funnily enough, but listen, Chris has earned the right to get our trust, hasn't he, with what he's achieved over the last 2.5 years. So at the moment, you have to say he's made the right choice. We're 1-0 up.
Well, he's got good options in those 4 strikers and those 2 attacking midfielders.
Yeah. Relatively
interchangeable, but always a big call when you leave 34 goals on the bench.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Here's Egan. Played half an hour. The Blades are leading by a 1-0. Oliver Norwood with a penalty to add to his special goal at Griffin Park.
See, there's another instance. Egan just played the ball forward, just clipped it forward, and Medine's took it brilliantly on his chest, laid it off lovely, and we've got the ball, deep in their half.
Watkins wins it back on halfway. Basham in the right place to intercept. Down for O'Connell. Little prod out to the left. Here's Stevens, who will look to cut in field. Gets away from Watkins. Comes through the middle. Still going under Stevens. Jinks inside. Tries to find Medine, but Barbe was there and will clear forward looking for Mopai. Tries to bring the ball down on his chest. Back to Watkins. Egan's there. Cushioned header into the path of John Fleck on halfway. Fleck opens up his body and looks to hit it cross field. Medine on his chest. Back down to Dow. First time ball off to the right hand side for Baldock. Baldock, little Cruyff turn through his legs. Back out to the right for Dow. Basham's coming in. Dow will look to whip it into the box. Hogan had already taken the shot before it got to him, and Brentford have cleared it up to Mopai on halfway. Here's Ben Rama. Hit to Mopai. Foul far side. Brentford will have the free kick, which they take quickly and go back to halfway for Moses Odebajo. Kevin Gage.
I have to say, as a neutral, not that there's any in this ground, but it's a wonderful game of football, isn't it? 2 good sides, and two sides playing football on the deck with lots of movement and pace. It's great to watch.
Leeds are ahead at Reading, so both the Blades and the Whites leading tonight. Norwich play tomorrow. Here's Baldock with a short pass over halfway. Dowley's there. Looks to go back to halfway for Basham. The Blades have got possession back in the game at the moment. 12.5 to the break. Here's Fleck on halfway. Plays it down the left hand side for Medine, who can he keep the ball in? He can't. He kicks the ball away. He's frustrated. If it had not looked back and just gone for the run, then he'd have got there. But
yes, also
always a tough one.
I think Fleck had 2 options there. He had Hogan and Medine running in the same kind of channel, and he just picked the wrong pass. Maybe a slightly overhit, but Fleck getting on the ball as well more. So we got Norwood trying to dictate a bit more, Fleck getting on the ball more, and then the Stevens getting down this left hand side very, very well in the last 5-10 minutes.
Hogan looking to try and win the ball on the edge of the box. Barbe will get the ball clear. Up to Ben Rama on the edge of the centre circle. Sawyers out to the right on halfway for Watkins. Strides into the Sheffield United half. Blades leading by a 1-0. Watkins to the right for Dalsgaard. 4 appearances at the World Cup last summer for him. Wind really whipping across Bramall Lane. You can see various papers and packets floating across the field. The flags on the far side on top of the John Street stand really flapping away in the wind. Ben Rama chips it from the left over to the right. Conson will take the ball down, but Medin's across to look to put some pressure on the England under 21. Medin goes flying in. That's a poor tackle from Gary Medin. It's a red card for Gary Medin. Wow, didn't see that coming. Gary Medin's got in along the floor. A red card for Gary Medin. He can't believe it. Neither can the Blades bench. But Gary Medin is sent off, and that changes the complexion of the game, Kevin.
Well, I'm stunned. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's not a brilliant tackle, you have to be safe, but I don't think it was anywhere near a red card decision. He hasn't jumped in really from any distance. It's like a forwards tackle on the halfway line. I mean, it's just absolute nonsense. It's a yellow card at absolute best. And you're right, it changes the whole nature of this half.
Well, Gary Medin makes his way down the tunnel. Can't quite believe it. The Blades will have to play 55 minutes of the game plus stoppages with 10 men. Will Chris Wilder look to make a change on the back of it, or leave Hogan up front on his own, supported by Dal? We'll see. In conversation with Alan Nill. Ball out on the right here with Watkins, looking to try and take on his man. Stevens is there. O'Connell clears away.
I think you can make a good case for bringing McGoldrick on, to be honest. May have leave it till half time, but we certainly need the ball to be held up front. I mean, I made the point that Medin had actually got hold of the ball so many times on his chest. I mean, lost count the amount of times he brought the ball down on his chest and allowed us to get up the field. Hogan's not that type of player. He's one who will look to get beyond defenders and make runs past defenders. So we need to get that ball held up front.
I think me and you both reacted the same way, Kevin. It wasn't a great challenge, but we both thought, oh, here comes the yellow card. I didn't think it was a red. Dalsgaard into the path of Watkins. Can he keep it in? He can't. Comes off Henderson. Didn't go out of play. Here comes Egan. Plays it downfield for Hogan.
Well, it's a huge... It's a huge test now, isn't it, for us? Huge test, not just to get through to half time, but the whole of the second half against a very, very good Brentford side.
Here's Watkins, looks to drive to the area. Henderson gets a hand behind him, but can't get it away. The Blades fail to clear. Mopai on the turn, hits it into the cop. Thankfully for the Blades, I think the wind is causing a few problems, but Dean Henderson unable to gather a couple.
And also, it's very, very, very important to say that we're playing we're playing with 10 men against Brentford, who keep the ball very well. So you can play 10 men against Bolton and other teams who play a bit more direct, but you won't make that man count. It's going to be really, really difficult in this second half to play against Brentford the way they play with an extra man. They've already proved they've got some quality going forward when we had 11. Huge defensive test for Sheffield United this evening.
Hogan forward, looking to shut down Moses Onabajo. He goes back to Luke Daniels and clears. Still more than enough quality in the Blades side to get some chances and take it to Brentford, but normally with these kind of situations you'd be looking at set pieces and the odd run from distance maybe. Crossfield from Barbe to the near side for Dalsgaard. Header in field. Dal gets back to plate into Stevens. Here's Fleck. Goes back to Dean Henderson. Henderson will clear up to halfway. Hogan's there. Well, Janvier beats him in the air.
We've made a very slight change. Dowell was playing in the number 10 role, should we call it, the Duffy role. He's now come to the left side midfield. It's a midfield three in there. So we've got Norwood on the right, we've got Fleck in the middle, and we've got Dowell on the left. But they're not spread out. They're going to stay very, very tight, very, very together. Maybe 5-10 yards apart in that middle, just to try and block Brentford's midfield play.
Yeah, at the moment it looks a little like a 4-4-1. It's very, very fluid and interchangeable as you'd expect. Ball through the middle looking for Hogan. Here's Barbe. 6.5 to the break. It's on halfway with the Bees. Leads 2 up at Reading now. Here's Makojo. Ball down the left for Onabajo. Looks to get towards the edge of the box into the chest of Baldock. Back down the line to Barbet. Here's Sawyers, 30 yards out as a strong challenge comes in from Egan on Watkins. 25 yards out, free kick. It didn't look a great deal of difference between that and the Medine tackle.
Well, he stayed on his feet, didn't he?
Yeah.
You know, I have to say that's probably a foul. He just kind of blocked him off.
It's a foul,
He tried to get a foot in, and it's a foul. But you're absolutely right. And he picked up on something I had, and we've gone forward at the back, and we've moved Basham into kind of right midfield. So it's a really tight 4-4-1 with Hogan up front on his own. Just trying to condense that midfield area where Brentford have looked to play through and hopefully just shut them down in midfield.
So 5.5 to the break. Blades 1, Bees 0. 10-man Blades. Benrahma and Barbet over the free kick again. Probably about a yard further forward than the free kick that they had previously. Again, the majority of players in one big wall in front of Dean Henderson's goal. Henderson crouches and waits. Benrahma will whip it over the wall, and it's only a yard over the top. Henderson was on the other side of his goal, a yard lower, and that was in.
Well, I mean, we're both stood here, we think that's in, don't we? We've just looked at each other and rolled our eyes because we think, well, I thought for all the world that was in. Dean Henderson didn't move a muscle. There was no way he could get to that. It was well hit. Unfortunately for us, it was no more than 6 inches or a foot over the bar. And when I say over the bar, it was right in what we call the top bin, right in that corner. It was a brilliant free kick had it been on target.
Henderson downfield, final 5 of this opening half.
I mean, what a shame that sending off, because it
spoils the game, doesn't it?
It has ruined the game. Yeah, it's ruined the game from a Sheffield United point of view, of course, and want to ruin the game for Brentford, but as a spectacle, you know, it was a decent game of football, and now it's going to be attack v defence to some extent. And can we hold out?
Sawyers on halfway, out to the left hand side for Barbet. Looks to bring it forward. Here's Odebajo on the left. Blades working hard now, having to defend in numbers. Basham getting over there to try and block down Odebajo, but great tackle by Basham. Only gets it away as far as Barbet. Low ball into the box. Baldock's there to clear away for Sheffield United up to halfway. The ball just dribbles out just inside the Brentford half. But it's certainly shaping up at the moment like it will be, as Kevin alluded to, a tough night of defending ahead.
But we're more than capable. You know, sometimes it's very difficult to break 10 men down, and we've got some good defenders there. We don't let many goals in. I think we've let 6 goals in the last 10 games, as I said, including those 3 ridiculous ones at Aston Villa. So we're defensively we're very strong, and we are going to be tough to break down. And players do this in training, managers do this in training. They put sessions on where defences are overloaded.
Mopai trying to get the ball to Benrahma on the edge of the box. Flex there, didn't have as much time as he thought. The clearance just goes to Stevens, but he can only prod it away as far as Sawyers. The left hand side for Odebajo, overlapping run by Barbet. Barbet will cross into the area. It comes off Baldock and out for a corner for Brentford.
It's back to the wall stuff, isn't it? Just hold out till half time, get in the dressing room, get a few clear heads, few instructions from the management, maybe a change or 2. We wait and see what happens there.
Well, they need some fresh legs in the second half, you'd have thought.
Yeah.
Corner taken short. Makojo goes back to Benrahma. Nobody spotted the short one, but there is brilliant work by Jack O'Connell on the edge of the area. He was alert to the situation to get the ball away.
Well, I talked about good defending. I mean, we were half asleep there. Got done with a short corner, and had the kid got his shot away a couple of seconds earlier, we'd have been in desperate trouble, but Jack O'Connell came across and sniffed the danger out. But that's what we've got to be wary of.
2 minutes plus stoppages in the first half. Few people already making their way for a half-time beverage. It is a chilly night, a windy night at Bramall Lane between these two informed sides in the second tier. Ball down the left from Barbet to Odebajo, cross into the area. Egan's there with a low header away to the far side.
Yeah, Egan, O'Connell, Basham and obviously Henderson, key men tonight. They're going to have to play out their skin, defend everything, head things away, get blocks in.
Sawyers over the top. Adebayo looks offside to me, but no flag goes up. Basham goes across to shut him down. Comes back. That's what the Kop aren't happy with. Benrahma whips the ball into the box. Mopai's there. O'Connell nips in, heads it behind for a corner. The Kop aren't happy. I think they've got every right to be. That looks offside to me.
It was touch and go, wasn't it? Touch and go. But I mean, once again, Jack O'Connell coming across there. For all the world, I thought the guy was going to just head that in from 8 yards out, something like that. And Jack O'Connell's appeared from nowhere and got above him and got the header in. It's another short corner.
Short corner again. Benrahma in from the left, who hits it over the top, but the Blades really need to get a grip from the corner. There's several of the players pointing at each other. They need to get a grip here. There's a few of them shouting at Dean Henderson. Not sure what they're going on about. Oliver Norwood's just having some crosswords with Dean Henderson here. Well, it's not a time for players to start having to go at each other. I don't
think there's anything Dean Henson's doing wrong. I don't know what that discussion is about, but Chris has just dragged Jack O'Connell. He's trying to get his instructions across to O'Connell. O'Connell's trying to organise some troops in front of him, but that's just switching off at a corner, and that's twice we've done that now. And luckily he did get his shot off early, the Brentford kid, but he just ballooned it over the bar, but we've got away with that one.
2 minutes of added time.
And this is where I'm on about, holding the ball up. Hogan's tried to hold that ball up. It's just bounced straight off him and Brentford straight on the attack, whereas before Medine was holding everything up.
Ball forward down the right by Concert into Watkins, edge of the box for Mopai. Tries to touch the ball off for Watkins. O'Connell will put his foot through it, get it up to halfway. Scott Hogan's got to try and get on the end of the ball. He just turned his head away for a second and the ball ricocheted off him into the path of Concert.
I'll be surprised if Hogan comes out second half. There's nothing against him, but he's not the type of player you want when you just one up front on your own. You have to hold the ball up. You have to make it stick and get hold of it.
Hogan trying to work his way to the near side here. Loses out ahead of him. Watkins goes back to halfway for Sawyers. That's nearly one of the 2 added minutes played. Sawyers strides forward, plays it into the feet of Ollie Watkins. Watkins towards the edge of the box. Fleck goes with it, out to the right side for the Dane Dalsgaard, pings it in at pace, but there's Kieran Dowell who tries to put his foot on the ball and nudges it beyond his man, gets it down the right hand side, but it's ahead of Makojo, and Janvier can retreat and pick up the play.
I mean, I'm praying for this whistle, because it's all Brentford at the moment. We just cannot get hold of the ball, we cannot keep the ball, and Brentford are just in our final third, just knocking the ball around and probing and looking for opportunities and little holes and gaps.
Concert into Sawyers, Benrahma in off the left, passed on from Dowell into Norwood, again away from O'Connell at the back. 15 seconds to the half-time whistle. Janvier over halfway to Concert in the Blades half. Short pass to Watkins, needs to get the cross in now, out to the right for Dalsgaard. That's the 2 minutes played, and there's the referee's whistle. Half time at Bramall Lane, 1-0 the Blades lead. Kevin Gage, your thoughts on the opening half?
Well, we're 1-0 up. Let's take the positives out of it. We're 1-0 up, but it's going to be, this is a huge ask to stay 1-0 up, to not let a goal in. Maybe
very nice finish indeed from Stephen Fletcher.
Yeah, it hasn't been a spectacle at all. In fact, it's been a very cold one to watch, because nobody's been able to clap their hands with approval of anything that's been really positive.
Welcome back to Bramall Lane, the second half of Sheffield United against Brentford on I Follow Blades. We'll be on Radio Sheffield for a part of the half once again, but it does look like the Blades are making a change at half time. Kevin Gage, former Blades defender, is alongside me. David McGoldrick looks like he's coming on for Scott Hogan.
Yeah, that's the change I would have made, to be honest. No surprises there. Nothing against Hogan, hasn't really had a look in, but not the type of player, as I said, you need up front on his own to get hold of the ball. Yes, he'll run in behind, but that's not exactly what we need. We need to get some ball retention and keep the ball, because we can't just give the ball straight back to Brentford, because this half, with the extra man, they're good enough to keep it.
2 changes actually. Martin Craney's coming on as well. Let's just try and work out who he's coming on for. which is 28 for Kieran Dowell.
Well, that will mean Craney at the back. Then Basham will go into a more central midfield role, and just to firm up that midfield, really, just to try and get a grip of Brentford's lively little sharp players they've got in midfield. I mean, it's backs to the wall time, Blades out there. So keep your fingers crossed. We'll need to hold out as long as we can. We need 3 or 4 players to have an absolute stormers this half. 3 central defenders and the goalkeeper.
Well, we are underway in the second half. Tony Harrington, the man at the centre of everything. The referee, penalty for the Blades. Oliver Nord finishing after Baldock fouled in the box, and then Medine sent off 10 minutes before half time for a late tackle that people are saying was a red card that we've heard. But here's Craney on the right hand side. Thanks very much, Andy. Welcome back to Bramall Lane. The Blades have made a couple of changes with 30 seconds into the second half. McGoldrick on for Hogan, Craney on for Dowell at half time as Fleck gets the ball on the edge of the box, plays it into the area for David McGoldrick. Sides one way and the other, takes a shot goalwards. Good palmed by Luke Daniels, ball behind for a corner.
Yeah, good play from McGoldrick there. Once again held the ball up, got his turning, got his shot away. Decent save from the keeper. That's what we need, isn't it? There's no point sitting back and letting Brentford come at us. We're attacking the Kop end. It's going to be a game management type game, not to throw too many players forward, but if we do get the opportunity to get forward and have a go, let's do it.
Fleck from the right hand side towards the back post, header down is from O'Connell. Good save by Daniels, but a decent head by O'Connell, who rose above his man at the back post.
Yeah, we've got some good players, haven't we, attacking the ball with no set pieces. We've got Egan, O'Connell, we've got Basham, so we can still create things and get 1 or 2 chances from set pieces here and there.
Here's the ball out on the left hand side. They're ready to get back underway at Bloomfield Road, so if you want to listen to Blackpool against Doncaster, the second half of that with Tom Bilcliffe, you need to switch over to AM 1035 or digital radio now. Here on FM and Freeview on Radio Sheffield, we'll have about 15 minutes of this second half before we hand you back to the University of Bolton Stadium for the conclusion of the game between Bolton and Sheffield Wednesday. 8 o'clock kick-off, that one, the Owls leading by a goal to 0 through Stephen Fletcher.
So just to let people know what the formation, how we've gone now, because we've made a couple of substitutions. We've gone back to our 3 central defenders. We've gone back to the wing back, so Craney has taken Basham's place and Basham's just moved into midfield to play alongside Fleck and Norwood. So we're not playing with that number 10 Dowell stroke Duffy role. It's just a straight 3 across the midfield with our 5
3-5-1 essentially. 3-5-1,
yeah.
Thank you, Kevin. Former Blades defender Kevin Gage alongside me on the gantry at a blustery Bramall Lane. Here are Brentford, who've looked good in possession, had a good few chances. Neil Mopai with the best opportunity in the opening half. Now 18 minutes in, brilliant cross in by Jan Barbe. Mopai getting a steal on the defence, but a fantastic point blank save from Dean Henderson as the Blades win the ball back on the left. O'Connell looking to bring it away. Neat footwork, helps it over halfway for David McGoldrick, who will hopefully be able to hold things up well. Tackles flying in on halfway. 3 minutes gone in the second half. Blades 1, Bees 0. Oliver Norwood penalty separating the sides. Watkins looking to come away down the right. Good ball down the right hand side. Dalsgaard, can he keep it in? He can. Comes towards the back post on it. Baggio strikes goalwards. Baldock gets the block in. Great defensive work there by Baldock. After it looked like it was going to run for a second, as David McGoldrick looked like he was fouled on halfway by Julian Jonvier. Nothing given. Chris Wilder is in the ear of the referee's assistant near side. The Blades attacking the Kop end second half at the lane. Here's Makojo, gave away that penalty. Out to the left for Odebaggio. Saeed Benrahma, the Algerian international, cuts in field. He's looked tricky. He's had a couple of excellent free kicks as well. On the right with Romain Sawyers. Down the line for Dalsgaard into Watkins. Only McGoldrick forward. Everybody else back defending. Makojo to the left. Barbe on the edge of the area. Takes a strike. Couple of yards wide. He wants a deflection. Barbe can't quite believe it. I've got to admit, I didn't think it took a deflection. It's a goal kick to the Blades.
Yeah, it went straight through the defender's legs, didn't it? It was always going wide. We're right behind that, and that was always bending wide. But Brentford doing the right thing. They've got the man overload, they've got the man extra, they're keeping the ball, they're doing what Sheffield United do to teams, believe it or not, is they're not crossing the ball too early. They're working their opportunities in and around the penalty area, and they're getting overloads, they're getting 2v1s down the side, and that's how that chance came across. I repeat myself here, but it's going to be a long 40 odd minutes for Sheffield United, but we're capable of holding out. We're good defensively, we don't give up too many chances, and we can still get them, we can still do this.
Balled up down the right, McGoldrick flagged offside. 1982, the last time that Brentford came here and won. 6 visits since, 4 draws, 2 wins for the Blades. The Blades looking for a league double after the 3-2 victory at Griffin Park. Ollie Norwood scoring in both games. Here's Janvier at the back for Brentford. Up to halfway for Romain Sawyers. Watkins into the feet of Neil Mopai. Tries to bring it to the edge of the area. 1-2 with Saeed Benrahma. Mopai with the strike. Henderson with a flying save down to the left. Over to the right hand side for Dalsgaard. Pops into the area. It's going to come off Basham. Dalsgaard will see it behind. Corner to Brentford.
Looking ominous, isn't it?
Great save from Henderson though.
It was a super save, yeah. That was definitely on target. It was a super save, but I mean, we can't just, although they have got the extra man, we're going to have to press a bit better than that when they get in and around our area, because we do like drop off there a bit too quickly and let him stride forward and get that shot in.
Corner far side for Brentford. Whipped in low towards the near post. Watkins over there. It's going to be cleared up into the air by Jack O'Connell at the back post. Barbe tries to bring it down. Norwood will help it clear towards halfway. The Blades fans trying to rouse the troops and get behind their men. They will need that. What will be the 11th man in this second half, of the Blades down to 10. Here's the South African Makojo. Blackpool lead against Doncaster in our AM and digital game, 1-0. Here's Mopai on the edge of the box to Benrahma. Curls the ball goalwards, but in the end it was neither really a cross or a shot, and Henderson claims.
Yeah, once again we're just sat on the edge of our box, like inviting them to come forward. And I know it's difficult, and I know they've got the extra man, but we're going to have to make that 5, that 10, that 15 yards work to press the ball just a bit more, because we can't just sit on the edge of our box and expect Brentford to not get decent chances created.
Michael Nottingham with the opening goal at Bloomfield Road. AM 10:35 digital radio for that one. Doncaster going through a bit of a tricky spell after that cup exit. Couple of draws, couple of defeats. Big one on Friday night against Barnsley, of course, that we'll have live on Football Heaven on BBC Radio Sheffield. Here's Sawyers on halfway. To the left for Johan Barbe. Frenchman comes back in field to the former Walsall man, Sawyers, who helps it to the right for Makojo. Dalsgaard is wide on the right hand side, getting some space with the additional man. Comes back into Makojo. Now to Benrahma. The Bees looking to work the ball quickly, buzzing around here at Bramall Lane. Basham looks to go back to Henderson, who will clear it away. He's managed to clear it over the top of his head. Dean Henderson will palm the ball away. Incredible motion, really. He was just a bit too casual on the clearance, Dean Henderson, and nearly caused him all kinds of problems. Ball in again from the right hand side. Header away by Basham. Here's Norwood. Pokes it to the right for Baldock, who hits it down the flank looking for David McGoldrick. McGoldrick trying to control the ball. Jinks away from one. Tries to come in field. Does he get fouled? No. Barbe stands on the ball. Plays it off Basham. Ball goes out of play. Chris Wilder just giving the ball back to Brentford. Barbe down. I think he looks like he'll need a new pair of boots, so that levels things up at 10 apiece for the moment as Johan Barbe comes off.
I think you're clutching at straws there, levelling it up at 10 apiece. It's only going to be
30 seconds, Kevin,
till he gets his boot on.
Every little helps. Here's Makojo on the right. We'll be over to Oakwell very shortly for an update on Barnsley's crucial game against Sunderland.
I think that incident with Henderson, I think the wind played a part in that, because Basham...
It is extremely windy.
Basham knocked the ball back to him. It seemed to caught up in the wind, and in the end he had to kind of fly kick it, rugby style, up in the air. And then he did extremely well to palm it away from goal.
Here's Sawyers out to the right for Makojo. Forward for Watkins, short pass out to the right side. Brentford keeping the pressure on the attack, as you'd expect with the man advantage. Here's Sawyers again into Ben Rama, cuts back in field, looking for a pass forward but can't find one, finds Makojo again, and it's worked out to the right hand side to the Danish international Downsgaard. Now Watkins comes off the back of O'Connell. Basham goes flying into a tackle. Norwood gets it clear towards Concert. Brentford infield to Saeed Ben Rama, opens his body, the Algerian international plays it to his left hand side to 23 goal Neil Mopai. 30 yards out, runs into a Blades player. Makojo finds Sawyers. Barbe back on the field of play for Brentford. Here it is on the left hand side with Barbe. Baldock comes in with the tackle. Let's get back to Oakwell. Barnsley against Sunderland. Mike McCarthy. Sawyers into the middle of the park here, and there's some space opening up for Conser. Drives it goalwards, comes off Jack O'Connell. Jack O'Connell just getting a block on Conser there. A corner kick to Brentford.
You feel the pressure's building, don't you? You feel like Brentford are doing all the right things, by the way. Let's give them a bit of credit. They're not panicking. They've got the extra man, obviously, and they're just knocking the ball around us and stretching us as well. Their wide players are staying on the touchline.
Corner taking shot to Watkins. Makojo in with the strike, comes off the post. Makojo once again blasted over the bar by Jeanvier. It's about the third time tonight that Brentford have worked a short corner routine, and the Blades haven't been alive to it.
Well, I'm not sure whether we're half asleep at these corners, but we've got to be more aware of those. They've done it twice in the first half, and it's very nearly paid a heavy price there. They got in far too easily. This is going to be one of the longest.
You've already said it a couple of times, Kevin. And
minutes of the season, to be honest.
The Blades have the lead through a penalty in the first half. Gary Medine sent off on 35. 11 and a half minutes played in the second half. Norwood loops it down the right, controlled by Barbe. McGoldrick comes forward to try and press his man. Jeanvier to the near side, Barbe into the middle. Fleck wanted some support from behind. Makojo whips it to the right hand side for Dalsgaard, over halfway, first time ball into the middle. O'Connell's there, lovely control and chest, and cleared forward, but nobody there for the Blades. And Brentford will look to bring it forward once again from halfway. And just 2 wins on the road this season, Brentford, as they've overcooked the pass to the near side. It's very much their home form that's been propping themselves up, and Billy Sharp is about to come on for the Blades. A third change with over half an hour to go.
Well, whether we're going to drop McGoldrick a little bit deeper maybe, and Billy Sharp's going to play up top on his own. I can't think for 1 second McGoldrick and Sharp are going to be a front two. So I can only think that McGoldrick's going to drop a bit deeper. Maybe someone's carrying a bit of an injury or something in the midfield area there.
Or Chris has looked at it, and the Blades just aren't getting the ball, well, just getting any of the ball, getting any foot on the ball. Brentford for the last 5-10 minutes have had all the play.
We're inviting pressure, aren't we? We're staying too far deep, so maybe this is a way to perhaps get us up the pitch. Maybe it sounds ridiculous, but maybe we take a defender off. We take one of them 3 centre halves off.
Well, with Brentford looking to press here with Barbe and Billy Sharp about to come on. Barbe whips it into the area. Henderson will claim they're ready to get back underway at the University of Bolton Stadium. We'll keep you posted on the Blades here against Brentford, but Bolton against Sheffield Wednesday to its conclusion with Brian Laws and Andy Giddings. So Billy Sharp still waiting to come on here at the Lane. To the conclusion here on I Follow Blades. Ball back with Luke Daniels, gets the ball away from McGoldrick. United trying to get forward now and push Brentford back into their own half. Watkins over halfway, coming forward, slips. United win the ball back. There's a slip in there and a foul actually by Watkins. Don't really get that, but as a Sheffield United perspective, certainly take it. It's going to be George Baldock who will come off. So Sharp on for Baldock. Chris Wilder.
It's purely tactical. There'll be some kind of formation change. So Craney looks like it's going to come out to this right hand side. This is where managers They live and die
he's
by
earning
their
his
decisions.
coin tonight.
Exactly, earn their money. You know, they plan for scenarios. I don't think you can plan for this kind of scenario, getting somebody sent off so early. But you know, it's bold from Chris bringing Sharp on. Let's hope it works.
Potentially a 4-3-2. Potentially a 4-1-3-1. Looks like a 4 at the back with Stevens, O'Connell, Egan and Craney. Norwood sat just in front. And then Fleck, Basham, Sharp and McGoldrick.
Yeah, well, it's certainly gone to 4 at the back. Yeah, I mean,
definitely 4 at the back, a little bit more fluid in front.
I think we can all agree that Craney's a good defender, a very, very good defender, possibly a better defender than Baldock. Baldock's like more, his strength is going forward.
Here's Ben Rama to the edge of the area for Sawyers. Gets the ball away to the right hand side for Dalsgaard. Whips it across the middle. Can it be kept in field near side by Moses Odebajo? It can. Odebajo will bring it into the box. They're all at 6s and 7s. The Blades defence at the moment as they try to settle into this new pattern. Barbe out to the left. Here's the South African Makojo. Back into the middle for Barbe. We've reached the hour mark at Bramall Lane. It's 1-0 to the Blades. Here's Sawyers on the right. Short pass to Esri Konsa, former Charlton player. Barbe down the left hand side to Odebajo, tries to cross. Martin Craney's there to block him. Odebajo edge of the box. Ben Rama trying to go beyond his man. Ball deflecting to the path of Odebajo into the Blades box. Drills it goal and side netting. Good chance for Odebajo. Henderson probably had it covered, but it's behind for a goal kick.
Henderson did have that covered. I wasn't. That was never going to go in. And decent defending from Craney, showing him outside. He was never going to get that ball across. I mean, I keep repeating myself, but the way this is going, I can't actually see Brentford not scoring here. They're getting chance after chance. They're pushing us back. They're actually playing this. They're playing what's happened to the game. Their game management is brilliant. They're actually doing all the right things that I would expect Sheffield United to do if they had an extra man. They're making us go wide. They're moving the ball about. They're creating things in and around the penalty area. They're not panicking. They're keeping the ball. You know, it's going to be a very long half hour. But we're capable of holding out. We are definitely capable of holding out.
Well, worryingly for the Blades, Jack O'Connell has just sat on the turf here. He's stretching his calves out. And after the Blades have made all 3 changes, that is not a sight that you particularly want to see. Always a danger when you make 3 substitutions early on. Hopefully he'll be okay. He's just taking on some fluids. Brentford have just made a double change as well. Sergi Canos and Emiliano Marcondes have come on. Esri Konsa and Moses Odebajo have come off. So Brentford looking to counter Chris Wilder's tactics with some of their own. O'Connell's on his feet. It looks like he'll hopefully be okay. But it's an intriguing game now, Kevin.
Well, it is, yeah. It's a bit like a game of chess now, because I would expect Brentford to maybe take off a defender and, you know, sort of throw another forward creative player on. But then, of course, you potentially, we could hit him on the break. We've got Billy Sharp on now. We've got McGoldrick, who looks lively. So, I mean, anything could happen. Let's not rule anything out of this game.
O'Connell on. Billy Sharp's going to get a free kick here. And this is the kind of situation that the Blades will need to make the most of.
This is what we were doing for the first 20-25 minutes until Medine got himself sent off. But ever since that, we haven't been keeping the ball up front. If we're going to have any chance of winning this game, we have to have a little bit of possession to take the heat off our defenders in this opposition half. Great opportunity here for Norwood to put one of his superb delivered free kicks in, and let's hope Egan or O'Connell or Basham can get on the end of it.
Well, everybody back for Brentford. One-man wall in Neil Mopai. Norwood into the middle, flick header goalwards from Basham into the centre, looking for Egan. Sharp did brilliantly to turn the ball back in, and you probably wanted anybody but a centre half to be on the end of it.
Oh, well, Egan was a foot away from just sliding that into an empty net, and he couldn't get his feet sorted out. And it's opportunities like that. We won't get many of them, surely. We have to take advantage of them.
Canos in from the left. He's got plenty of goals. 8 this season off the bench. Cross from the right-hand side by Dalsgaard. Watkins trying to go to the byline. Comes off David McGoldrick out far side for a Brentford throw-in deep in the Blades half.
Billy Sharp already made a difference, hasn't he, when he come on, won the free kick, caused a bit of havoc there, got hold of the ball earlier on.
Brentford working the ball along the halfway line. Ball comes to Canos on the left, looking to drive into the area. Craney going with him. Basham with a fantastic touch in there, deflects the ball into the path of Dean Henderson. Clever play from Chris Basham.
Brilliant from Basham, and Craney did well as well. Make sure he didn't get beyond him, and he just waited for Basham to came across, gave him the cover, and a decent run from the number 7 there. He's running straight at Craney, but as you say, Basham, brilliant defensive cover.
Back header from Johan Barbe to Luke Daniels. Remember, just a third league start. Regular keeper sent off, so having to make a change. Now the youngster Patrick Gunnarsson, who came on in the last game. Here's Janvier out to the right hand side for Dalsgaard. Short pass to Sawyers. 25 minutes to go at Bramall Lane. The Blades lead by a goal to nil, but they're a man down. And here comes Canos forward for Brentford. 25-yard shot, awful, from the former Norwich and Liverpool man.
Well, that's weird, isn't it? Because 2 minutes ago he did brilliantly well on the left there. He ran at our defence and caused all sorts of problems. He's in exactly the same position. He cuts inside and he tries to hit one into the top corner from 25-30 yards, and it goes miles wide. Just what we want them to do. We don't want them to keep playing in and around the penalty area. If they keep taking pot shots from that far out, I'm going to be a happy man.
Kick downfield from Henderson. Sharp's there, looking to put some pressure on Barbe. Fleck into the back of Sawyers. Advantage played by referee Tony Harrington. Out on the right with Dalsgaard. Here's Sawyers. Leads 3-0 up at Reading. Ball out away from Canos.
Chris just kind of get messages on indicating to his defence to close up together. We don't want any spaces. We don't want any gaps in that defensive four, that defensive four in front of them. So the back four need to stay together. No gaps in between them for them to run into.
Good tackle by Ender Stevens on the left. Dalsgaard throw to the edge of the area. It was Emiliano Marcondes that was just looking to get on the end of it, but the Blades have cleared long downfield. Luke Daniels has to come out of his goal. Billy Sharp and David McGoldrick now trying to force Brentford back a little bit. 3/4 mark of the game. Here's Sawyers. Norwood there, thought about the tackle, but let Said Benrahma take it away. Benrahma with a long ball cross field. Canos will try and keep it in. He's done brilliantly to keep it in as well. Comes back to Mopai. Here's Sawyers. Back to Mopai in the box, trying to get beyond Egan. Stabs it in there. Flex there. Goes back to Dean Henderson, who hammers the ball downfield and away. McGoldrick will look to pressurise Julian Janvier on the far side. Ball goes out of play for a Brentford throw, and the noise levels rise at Bramall Lane.
Yes, I mean, once again, a ridiculous cross from Brentford there. They seem to have stopped doing what's got them success in the first half.
Awful clearance here by Brentford. Chris Basham makes his way to the edge of the box, finds Billy Sharp on the edge of the area. Poor first touch, better second touch. Here's Norwood into the left hand side. Fleck over to David McGoldrick. McGoldrick into the middle, looking for Sharp. Needed to hit it. Billy Sharp was there. It was a really good move by the Blades, just let down by the final ball.
Oh, great opportunity. I mean, 2 or 3 players had an opportunity to get a shot away there. First McGoldrick, then Fleck, and then McGoldrick again.
Here's Mopai, right apex of the box. Whips it across the middle, nobody there. Comes to Sergi Canos. Canos will whip it into the back post. Stevens gets the header clear. Billy Sharp in, looks to try and bring it down. He's got Sawyers, manages to prod the ball away. Back in from Barbe to the right for Dalsgaard. Sliding block comes in by Fleck. It's behind for a Brentford corner.
You wonder whether Brentford may run out of ideas, you know, as the game goes on and on and on. They've had some ridiculous shots, haven't they, from ridiculous areas. Perhaps they're getting a bit frustrated. Let's hope so.
Corner from the right. This one is whipped towards the edge of the area. Looks a little far for Janvier. Comes back to halfway for Sawyers. The Blades fans urging United to try and get out. Stevens looks to try and shut down Benrahma on the far side. Stevens goes diving in, referee's assistant gives the free kick.
Referee didn't give it, the linesman's give it. Referee was right in front of it, he's gone off the linesman's flag. The referee has to take responsibility for that decision.
I'd like to point out the referee's assistant gave the penalty as well and the referee didn't, so
Well,
6-1.
give him the benefit of the doubt.
But that one going against the Blades. Here comes the free kick from Benrahma. Excellent head from Fleck as it was hit into the box like a bullet. Here's Kamolo Makojo out to the right. Benrahma in off the right hand side. Benrahma to strike it. Benrahma's just hit one over from about 25 yards out. Blades 1, Brentford 0. 20 minutes to go here. Real backs against the wall stuff from United. Billy Sharp's come on for Baldock. They've changed the formation again. They've got 4 at the back. We've seen a couple of chances for the Blades. Sharp pulling one back for Egan. Just couldn't get his feet right. They're trying to get the ball forward a bit more. They still lead 1-0. 24,463 is the attendance, which is a really good attendance. There's a few hundred that have made the journey from Brentford. Credit to them on a cold, blustery Tuesday night.
That's a good effort, isn't it? But once again, Ramish having a shot there. I mean, that's a speculative shot, and if he wants to keep shooting from that range and that distance, I'm happy with that. That's fair enough. They're better off playing little short passes around the box and trying to get in.
Watkins on the right, looking to take on O'Connell. O'Connell goes with him, manages to get the block in. It's another corner to Brentford, and the pressure keeps on growing on the Sheffield United goal. But the Blades are standing up to be countered at the moment. Corner from the right. Looks like Benrahma to take it. Makojo's on the right apex. It's whipped in low into the area. Billy Sharp with a header clear as far away as Makojo. Down the right hand side here. Crossing from Benrahma. Egan meets it. Flick header over the top. Sharp looked like he was fouled. Really intelligent play from Billy Sharp. That's what he adds to the game. That little bit of nous, little bit of know-how to draw that foul and buy his team a second.
In the left back spot there, he didn't panic. He didn't slash at the ball and just whack it away or chuck it out for a throw in or anything. Got hold of the ball, bought the foul, and that's going to gain us a valuable minute's worth of respite from this Brentford onslaught, really, as they just keep pouring forward.
18 minutes to go at Bramall Lane. The Blades lead by a goal to 0. Ollie Norwood's penalty on 26 minutes. The difference between the sides after George Baldock was fouled in the box. Gary Medine sent off on 35. Several tactical changes later. Canos goes through the middle. Egan away. Sharp again with an excellent touch.
We also have a situation now where Oliver Norwood's just not pulled out of a couple of tackles, but sometimes he throws himself into those tackles in centre midfield, and of course he's one booking away from not playing at Leeds.
Yep, he'll have that in the back of his mind, but the Blades need to win this game. Here's Sharp into Norwood, off balance, tries to get it away, can only get it away as far as Makojo. Sawyers to the near side for Canos. Short pass to Benrahma. The ex-Nice man into the middle for Mopai. Tries to bring the ball down but can't. Norwood will get the ball forward. McGoldrick, how on earth is he offside? 10 yards inside the Brentford half, and one thing he needs to do is to stay onside, because Sheffield United had McGoldrick in space there and could have eaten up a good couple of minutes and potentially made a chance. Here's Watkins down the right, looks to get it under control. He's got O'Connell with him. Stevens steps in. Stevens will half volley it down the left and out of play for a B's throw.
I mean, I'm just looking at the subs, any more options. One option I would actually like to be on the bench is Lundstrom. I mean, he's got his detractors, but he would be perfect to come on for Norwood there and just to sit in there and do the work and get some tackles in and win his headers and track his runners. And you know, this is not Norwood's type of game right now, and of course he's on that booking, but unfortunately it's not going to happen because he's not on the bench, and you've got to have your options on the bench, and Chris hasn't gone with that one.
Well, Sharp's just tackled Ben Rama. Ball out to play for a Brentford throw down their left. Canos looking to turn, comes off Martin Crane. He goes out for another Brentford corner. They're 5th of the second half, 8th in total.
I keep looking at that clock, it's not going any quicker, is it?
15 and a half minutes away from a Blades victory. 10-man Sheffield United. Corner near side. Makojo goes for another short one. Flex more alive to this. Sharp's around as well. And Rama with one arm in the air whips it at pace over the top of everybody, and will it curl out far side for a throw? It will. Poor set piece that time from Ben Rama.
And they're also wasting their own time. They took an eternity to set that corner up, and then when he finally delivers it, he way overhits it. And again, vital minute or so being used up.
Stevens with the ball in his hands, throws it down the left, looking for McGoldrick. It's knocked in field. Mopai trying to turn. Norwood's in, gets a good tackling. McGoldrick back to Stevens down the left hand side, up towards Billy Sharp. Sharp trying to turn his man, and he's thrown to the ground by Julian Jonbia. Jonbia thrusts a boot out. Chris Wilder flails his arms to either side of his body. There's a bit of a tangle between the two. It was a bit handbagsy, but whenever you kick out, you've always got to be very wary of it.
I mean, perhaps his left boot was nowhere near Billy's face, but from our angle, it looks as if he was trying to kick him in the head. Obviously not, though.
Here's Ben Rama coming in from the left-hand side, feeds it to Watkins. Brilliant block tackle by John Fleck. Not the first time he's done that either tonight, working very hard for the team. Here's Dalsgaard in off the right, ball into the box for Watkins. It's cleared away by Norwood over halfway. Out of play on halfway for a beast throw. Kevin Gage.
Absolutely fabulous play from Fleck. Not only has he slid and got that block in, it was the 5-10 yards he sprinted across his penalty area to actually get there in the first place. Absolutely superb defending.
So what was needed, we knew that the Blades would have to defend it out. Here's Makojo, ball up to the edge of the area for Mopai, tries to turn, well wide of goal, wanted a deflection, doesn't get one, and it's a goal kick. Bristol City drawing with Ipswich, by the way.
I mean, I don't want to tempt fate, but I hope I'm not going to.
Said by somebody who's just about to tempt fate.
Correct. But are Brentford running out of ideas a bit here? Because we do look solid at the back there. You know, we're getting our blocks in, we're getting our foot in, we're winning the headers at the back. Dean Henderson is making it, collecting things when he needs to. The cross is coming in. You know, they're not looking as dominant, Brentford, as they were.
It's the kind of situation that at times Sheffield United have found themselves in. I know when 11 on 11, but waves and waves of pressure and possession and just trying to find that breakthrough as Billy Sharp nearly goes racing through. Sawyers nods it back, and it can be difficult when you've got so much of the ball and you can't generate too much pace when you're around the area. It can be difficult.
Yeah. There's very little space for Brentford to work their little give and goes and the little runs in and around our penalty area, and that's because we're closing them down quickly and we're keeping our shape and we're keeping that force strung across there. Everybody's covering everybody knows their job. They're not getting dragged out of position, and it's difficult to break down.
Well, Jack O'Connell's just done really well there, got across his man and bought a foul really. The Brentford fans up in arms about it. Arms flailing left, right and centre in that away end, but it was a foul, but he knew exactly what it was doing. It was some experienced defending, and a former B, of course, that's why it will no doubt have frustrated them. Henderson standing over it. 12 minutes plus any stoppages remaining. The Blades leading by a goal to nil. McGoldrick, great flick on, nearly ran for Billy Sharp. Lovely header there. The two Blades forwards nearly combined. Started off with Hogan and Medine up front. Medine sent off, Hogan off at half time as Sharp gets back, tries to take Sergi Canos down. O'Connell with a flying tackle in, Canos away, comes off Ender Stevens. Stevens will keep it in left hand side. Tell you what, Billy Sharp is a lucky man. Well, if he'd have connected there, then
it was a booking. He wouldn't have got sent off, but he tried to trip him up, which was exactly the right thing to do because they were on a break there.
With this referee, though, you never know, he probably sent him off. Here's Ben Rama in off the left hand side, blustery Bramall Lane. The Blades leading by a goal to nil, well in by O'Connell. McGoldrick there tries to get the ball away from Mopai. Here's Sawyers In from the left, Makojo. Out to the right hand side for Dalsgaard. Dalsgaard drills it across the middle. There's Norwood. 12 yards out to clear far side into the John Street stand. 10.5 to go. Start counting the seconds down soon, Kevin.
I've been doing that since the second half.
Here's Makojo on the right. The Blades trying to make it 7 straight wins and clean sheets at home. Here's Ben Rama. Looks to cross. Basham turns his back but regains his touch. Canos well tackled by Norwood. McGoldrick looking to come out towards Romain Sawyers. Here's Johan Barbe. Frenchman comes forward to Emiliano Macondes. Here's Mopai on the edge of the area. Tackle comes in from Stevens. Flash shot goalwards by Watkins. Can't keep it down. It goes high and wide and behind for a goal kick.
That is point proven the point I made maybe 3 or 4 minutes ago. The shot selection there, he's lashed at that with his right foot from the right corner at the edge of the penalty area. That's never going to go in unless, it's 1 out of 100 that goes in. And he had a man on his right hand side. All he needed to do was slide him down the side. Brentford are getting more and more frustrated as this goes on, which makes it more and more likely that they're going to make those bad shooting decisions and pass decisions.
McGoldrick beaten in the air by Barbe. Kamolo Makojo, former FC 20 man, gets it down and plays it to the near side for Romain Sawyers. Short pass with the outside of his right boot to Sergio Canos, the sub. Opens his body and sprays it to the right hand side for Dalsgaard into the Blades half. Whip cross into the area looking for Mopai. Header away by Egan. Basham's there, thought about coming, but it's knocked down by Canos. Here's Ben Rama looking to twist on the left hand side, pulls the ball into the middle looking for Mopai. It's not cleared. Watkins is there. Marcondes with it, clear into the area, but there was O'Connell with a brilliant block. David McGoldrick says that there's an issue with the ball.
Well, I've seen it all now. I think the ball's burst. In fact, I think that was such a good block from O'Connell. I think he burst the ball.
Yep, it's definitely died. Mopai will give the ball back to Dean Henderson, I think.
What on earth is going on now? For some reason, one of the Brentford players is having a pop at Chris Wilder.
Well, Chris Wilder and Thomas Frank talking in there. David McGoldrick. The thing was, David McGoldrick picks the ball up when the play is live. So that's what.
But the ball has burst.
But if the ball has burst,
it's not handball, is it? It's stop play. It's game stopped. Game over. The ball has burst. What's he supposed to do? Like kick it up the pitch 20 yards with a burst ball?
Well, Chris Wilder's just brought himself back. The referee was coming across to the near side, but
it can't be handball. It has to be a drop ball. You just give the ball back. Thank you.
Which they have done. Game. So sensible stuff there.
But just emphasise that block from O'Connell. An absolutely superb block. I mean, I said under a breath, great block. He's burst the ball.
Sharp to the edge of the area. Poor back header from Janvier. Barbe wanted a free kick, it wasn't. Sharp nearly got in. Sawyers trying to get the ball off Sharp here, saying that United are eating up the seconds, which they are. 7 to go. The Kop stands. If the Blades can get a second here, this will put them in pole position for 3 huge points in the race for promotion to the Premier League.
This does not want to hit the first man. This has to miss out that first man. That's
Fleck
great
towards
ball.
The back post. O'Connell's there. McGoldrick get off the bar. David McGoldrick gets a second for 10-man Sheffield United. They've defended brilliantly in the second half, and then a set piece has bought them a 2-goal lead with 7 minutes to go. Incredible from Sheffield United. David McGoldrick to pounce in front of a Koppen that's on his feet. What a night this could be as the Blades look to push for automatic promotion to the Premier League. We've got in the closing stages Sheffield United 2, Brentford 0.
Oh my word, it was what someone once said, football's a funny old game. What a ball in from Fleck. I said he had to miss the first defender out. He whipped that with his left foot across that 6-yard line. I think O'Connell kept it in play at the backside.
Great work from O'Connell.
And McGoldrick there, Johnny on the spot, got his head to it and it went in off the bar. My word. Well, it's 5 minutes to go. If we hold out here and we win this game, this will be performance of the season, because we're playing against a very, very good Brentford side. We've been on top of the game all through this match. Fantastic performance this is.
Well, spine-tingling moment that, Kevin.
Well, the whole gantry alongside us were up. All the Sheffield United staff doing the recording. They know how important that goal was. The crowd's going mental. They found their voice, and rightly so, because this will be a remarkable victory in the face of incredible adversity.
Amazingly, we've managed to get both Sheffield United goals live in the updates. Remarkable on Radio Sheffield. But here on I Follow Blades, the Blades are 2-0 up. What a moment that was. David McGoldrick.
Well,
and they just need to defend the game out now. Here's Sawyers. Don't want to let themselves down now, United, in these closing stages. They've been absolutely brilliant, particularly in this second half defensively. Ben Rama trying to take on Basham. Gets away down the left, crosses into the area. Egan with the header clear. Final 5 minutes at Bramall Lane. David McGoldrick, his second goal in 9 games. Macondes trying to get the ball away. Great tackle by Basham, and here comes McGoldrick. Turns on a sixpence, plays it to the left-hand side for Stevens, who will race forward from the back. Beats himself with some kind of step over trick.
He was looking for support. Unfortunately, there wasn't anybody within 50 yards of him.
Crossfield ball from Macondes to the left for Ben Rama. 4 to go plus any stoppages. Ben Rama looking to go at pace. 3, 4, 5 step overs. Gets the shot towards goal. Crane's there to block. Goes out near side for a throw in. Have to stop for breath a second.
The crowd,
there we go.
The crowd have found their voice as well. We've been so tense for the 30 minutes of this second half, but you daren't breathe really.
Canos from the edge of the box. Henderson down well to his right. I think it was going to be a yard wide of goal, but Henderson made short, got down well, and he's had his key moments tonight as well. Remember that save first half from Neil Mopai? Yeah,
he's been rock solid, hasn't he? Rock solid. What an alone signing he's been. He's been absolutely outstanding. He hasn't had many, just so we're good defensively. He hasn't had loads and loads and loads of saves to make over these past few months, but the ones he's done have been so crucial.
12th goal of the season for David McGoldrick. Vital goals, free transfer in the summer, remember. What a signing he's been for the Blades.
Not just his goals, his all-round play has been superb.
His role for the team as well. Here comes Ben Rama off the left to the edge of the box for Watkins. Gets the ball back to Watkins, looking to go beyond Stevens. Great strength by Stevens. Here's Billy Sharp. Thought he is trying to buy a foul off Watkins. He manages to clear the ball up to halfway. 2.5 minutes to go. The Blades leading by 2-0. Down to 10 men from the 35th minute when Gary Medine was sent off. Barbe into the area, headed away by O'Connell. There was no one around him. He's put the ball sensibly behind for a corner kick.
Safety first. He had no idea what was behind him, and he's put the ball behind the goal kick with a diving header.
Corner taken quickly towards the back post again. It's a flick header over the top. Another corner kick.
Defensively, we've been absolutely superb tonight.
Apart from the short corners.
Apart from the short corner, we seem to have worked that out now. But we've blocked everything. We've headed things away. We've got tackles in. We burst the ball at one stage with a block. It was that good.
Corner from the right hand side, looking in for Canos. Helped away by Fleck. Up to the edge of the centre circle. Sawyers is back. Final 2 minutes at Bramall Lane. The Blades leading by 2 goals to 0. Ben Rama can't control, and it'll be a bit of a night to forget here for Brentford. They'll be extremely frustrated.
I think they just ran out of ideas, haven't they? They started so well, and to be fair, they've done the right things. They've kept the ball moving. They've kept it from side to side. My one moment, if I was a Brentford fan, is we've been taking pot shots when we didn't need to. But I think it's more of our defensive brilliance than any problems they've had with their attacking play.
Ball out away from Watkins, far side. They're starting to make errors now. Brentford, they're going to make a final change as well. Marcus Force about to come on for Henrik Dalsgaard. Final change as we enter the final minute. force on for Dalsgaard. And you'd hope now that Sheffield United have done enough to get themselves the victory that would be a truly remarkable victory as well. Same scoreline at the weekend against Rotherham, completely different game.
Exactly. It takes all kinds of performances, doesn't it, to get promotion or playoffs or whatever our success however it may come this year. But this, for me, is right up there with one of the performances of the season. We were worried about Brentford when they came down. We knew they were a good side. I didn't realise quite how good they were in that first 10-15 minutes. They absolutely looked a very, very good side indeed. And to hang on and to actually beat them in the second half with 10 men is quite remarkable.
Stevens, brilliant tackle, but just then gives the ball away. 4 minutes of stoppage time for the Blades to see out. They've seen out the 90. Here's Barbet, crosses into the area towards the back post. O'Connell's in there. He gets landed on by Marcus Force, but still manages to get the ball away.
That's absolutely wonderful defending. Wonderful. That's a diving header he's done there in his own 6-yard box, facing his own goal, and directed that out for a corner. It's brilliant.
Corner to Brentford. First minute of the 4 added. Referee Tony Harrington makes sure the ball is inside the corner quadrant. Ben Rama near post. McGoldrick's there to head the ball clear. Fleck manages to get the ball away to halfway. Romain Sawyers tracks back. 1 of the 4 minutes played in added time. The Blades leading 2-0 here against the Bees at Bramall Lane. Marcondes looking to get beyond Norwood into the middle. Dean Henderson gets the man of the match award as David McGoldrick looks to win the ball off Makojo. I thought he was fouled. He comes back to Martin Craney. Craney will hit the ball down the right channel. Basham to chase. He's going to leave it and the ball will run on. Romain Sawyers tracks the ball, brings it forward, plays it down the left to Saeed Benrahma. Benrahma trying to be shoved off the ball by Basham, who gets back there. Little step over the ball. Basham gets the tackle in. Sharp in on Barbet. Right hand side. Ball into the box. Deflects. Henderson's there. Controls the ball. Gets the ball in his hands. Sinks to his knees.
Well, Henderson's got man of the match, but you can't call it tonight. There's been some outstanding performances from Sheffield United. You can't discount O'Connell, Egan, Basham there. Basham's just made 3 tackles in the space of about 4 seconds, and he's run and the legs.
Stevens here, brilliant work and strength by the Republic of Ireland international.
Still pressing.
Makojo to the right. Canos brings it forward. Sharp getting back, drilled goalwards, comes off Jack O'Connell again, goes behind for a corner kick. Number 9 of the second half for Brentford. We've got 1.5 minutes of the 4 minutes added on to play at the Lane. This clean sheet will mean so much. Corner from the right hand side by Watkins into the box. He's headed goalwards. Saved on the line by Dean Henderson. Referee.
Well, once again, it wasn't exactly a clean header. Whoever it was, Craney, was it Egan, was it Basham, was it O'Connell? We've got a body in there. We've made it difficult for him to get a clean header in there, and it's fallen just nicely for Henderson.
Henderson, big kick downfield. Luke Daniels will claim it. Last minute of added time. Daniels out to Sawyers. The Blades will win this game. Now it's about just seeing out this clean sheet. Janvier up to halfway. Benrahma's there. Sliding tackle from Chris Basham, who gets his foot on the ball. Goes diving in. David McGoldrick using his pace and strength too. Benrahma takes it away. 30 seconds to go. McGoldrick still going. Still snapping at the heels. Barbet down the right hand side for Canos. Canos looking to cross low. Again O'Connell will clear out. Canos trying to get the ball back in the box. Tries to work the ball to the edge of the area to Watkins. There's Norwood who will bring it clear. Clears it downfield. It's up beyond Sharp and out of play. away. 10 seconds to go at Bramall Lane. The Cop rises to its feet to applaud this Sheffield United victory at the Lane. Ball forward by Makojo. The referee puts his whistle to his lips. The arms aloft from the Sheffield United players, and the Blades, the 10-man Blades, have beaten Brentford by 2-0. Egan, Craney and Henderson embrace on the edge of the area. Goals from McGoldrick and Norwood after Medin's red card in the first half. A brilliant victory. Kevin Gage, your thoughts?
Oh my word, I'm lost for words, which is not good if you're asking me to be a co-commentator, but you can see what it means to those players. The arms went up in the air as if they've won the FA Cup or actually got promotion. That is an absolutely fantastic win. It's an amazing performance. The defensive line stood firm and strong and blocked everything, headed things away, went with their runners. Midfield in front of them did so much work. Fleck running across to get blocks. Norwood just trying to get his foot in and dictate. And Basham, my word, he's covered some ground today. Masterstroke from Wilder, I think, bringing Billy Sharp on, have to say. We were thinking, is that the right move? It was an attacking move, and it got us up the pitch. And of course, he's running and he's tracking through. Got us the corner, which we eventually scored the second goal. It's a fantastic victory, and we go to Leeds absolutely pumping now.
Kevin, as ever, thank you very much for your time tonight. Blades defender Kevin Gage with us here on I Follow Blades. An incredible night. Medin red card, penalty from Norwood. McGoldrick with a second in the second half. It's finished at Bramall Lane. Sheffield United 2, Brentford 0.